can't believe it, man. This is insane. Like, we all knew, right? We all knew we were going to see more Rebirth stuff. But this?
The world's ending. At least, that's what everyone's saying.
Who? Okay, so who's saying the line? Let's first establish that. I think it's Marl from FF7 Remake. The voice kind of reminds me of that. This is what's nuts to me, by the way. So yeah, confirmed. The last trailer we saw, the way it started was this crazy hurricane that killed everything and everyone. Our party from the original Final Fantasy VII is dead and gone in Zack's timeline here, right? They showed all of them being taken away in helicopter, and we kind of established this is going to be Zack's timeline. So Zack walks into Midgar, which has been ruined by this catastrophic event due to like all the crazy timeline shit that happened in the Remake's timeline that we were playing through, right? And he walks in with Cloud because Zack didn't die from the Whispers with them gone, and that's what triggered all this craziness, right? Killing the Harbinger and killing Fate. Essentially, Zack lived. He's back in Midgar in his own timeline, or
That's
so.
what everyone's saying.
Here's Zack with Cloud.
I don't like it.
And the last trailer we saw for Rebirth showed a Cloud at the Northern Crater as one of the hooded men who was called by the reunion, right? And we're all kind of thinking right now that that could be this Cloud, and I'm still kind of choosing to latch onto that theory. I still do believe that one. I think that this Cloud is still going to remain in a coma, and this is exactly what I was saying way back when we finished Remake, right? That Cloud is not going to wake up from his coma. Initially, I thought he would die. Now I think he's going to remain in a coma, and he'll be taken to somehow, because he'll still be in his like comatose state, he'll be more easy to influence by Sephiroth, and he'll be summoned to the Northern Crater, right? Alongside all of the other hooded men.
This sky, I don't like it.
So that's Aerith talking, right? She talks about how the sky frightens her in Crisis Core. This is not new. And then, you know, at the end of Remake, she talks about how the steel sky frightened her. And Zack's looking out at the sky, probably thinking of Aerith in his own timeline, right? And how he wishes she could see this view. And sorry, what did the words say here? The world will be saved.
Sky.
But will you? Oh, damn, interesting.
I don't like it.
Right, again, kind of like hinting at the fact that we are going to defy fate. We're going to defy destiny. Which established for us in the original Final Fantasy VII that what happened at the end of that was an ending where the live stream kind of ended things for humanity, but it preserved the life of its own self, right? The live stream is there to kind of like protect the planet, right? And the planet was protected, but at the cost of a lot of humanity, I think, which is what it was showing at the end of Advent Children's post-credit scene with Red 13. And Red 13 in Final Fantasy VII Remake, when he sees that future, he goes, this is a sign of things to come if we don't do what we're going to do here today, which is defy fate, right? So he was alluding to the fact that that was not, you know, a good outcome for the world. And so I guess what they're alluding to here is that with all this timeline stuff going on with Final Fantasy VII Remake's continuity, that we're going to have a chance to actually get a good outcome for the world, a good ending for the world. And there is a bit of ambiguity to that, though, right? Because while we may save the entirety of the world, what will happen to the characters? So it could be potentially alluding to the fact, and we're going in like spoilery territory, that we might save the world, but some of our characters are going to die potentially. Like Aerith might die again. I definitely think that's going to happen. They're making us think that that's not going to happen, that with all this crazy stuff going on with the split timelines, we're going to be able to change it, but I don't think so. So I think it might be a bit of foreshadowing. We'll see. Sorry, this is my thoughts going wild with this stuff.
Welcome to the New World Order.
Rufus's inauguration, this part was fucking mind-blowing. It looks like so much better than what I dreamed it would be, right? Every single little moment in this game that they're showing off that I imagined for so long before we would see it in Remake's continuity, it looks freaking glorious.
Fire!
This is amazing, and I love that they showed this too, right? We all knew it was going to be in the game. I thought about this scene for so long, man. Like, weirdly, whenever I would think about some of the, smaller mini games and moments that they would put into a remake for Final Fantasy VII, before the remake, the first one even came out, for years, right? My mind would always go back to this part. I was like, what will the part where the soldiers have to march during Rufus's inauguration look like, right? And we get to see it here, and it looks freaking glorious. And I love how in the remakes version, or let's call it Rebirth, of course, in Rebirth's version, Cloud is actually leading the troops. He's not actually, so I assume you're not going to run through an alleyway and kind of sneak your way into the back of the line. You're actually going to be leading them. And I love how he has the Buster Sword to make him identifiable. I cannot wait for all the parts in Rebirth where the characters have to like shift into other costumes and stuff, because I don't think, with the exception, of course, of the whole Don Corneo thing, right, and Wall Market and the cross-dressing and stuff, there were no like crazy moments where the characters had to like swap outfits. But in Rebirth, they're gonna go wild with that stuff because of this part here, but also during the ship part at Costa del Sol, where you were going from Junon to Costa del Sol, right, on the ship, and you're all dressed up as sailors and shit.
Close your eyes and listen. Tell me you can't hear that.
Okay, wait.
Just close your eyes.
Oh man. The open world, or the open zones, looks so sick, right? The fact that you're running through the greenery of the original Final Fantasy VII on its open world map, right? But you're getting to see glimpses of what makes the world of Final Fantasy VII the world of Final Fantasy VII. Broken down machinery, reactors, diesel punk, cyberpunk technology. It's crazy.
Eyes and listen.
This has got to be even my dog's going crazy out there. Where is this? I know where this is. I think this is underneath Junon, right? The little what's the little place called that you go to underneath Junon before the dolphin rides you up there, which I hope is still going to be in Rebirth, right, where you like do CPR and Priscilla and stuff. That's what I think this place is.
Tell me you can't hear.
And here's Cosmo Canyon. I love how there's like a little sign for it there too. Oh my god, this is a wild ass trailer. Damn, I wish we could go in a higher resolution, but it's just like in the original. It's just like in the original, man. We got the observatory up there. Bugenhagen's probably vibing up there. Red 13's with us, of course. He has to be.
Hear that? Her rallying cry.
I don't know where this is. Tifa being awesome as always. There's like a shipwreck. Then probably just some part of the open world near Junon as you're going there. The gameplay stuff, man, and we analyzed this a bit last time, so I'll keep my eye open for snippets to tell us more. But yeah, like the idea of there being a PHS system is something that we're all kind of like believing is going to be the case, because sometimes we see characters who aren't listed here in combat being around us and kind of fighting from the sidelines, so we might be able to call in potentially.
And it runs out of energy. It and everything on it dies.
We can overcome our fate.
Am I the same as these monsters?
Man, this part was so dope, right? I love how in the Nibelheim incident, in Remake's version of it, or Rebirth, Sephiroth slices open the vat, right, containing this monster who's been juiced up on Mako and Genova cells.
Am I the same as these monsters?
And then his whole "Am I the same as these monsters" part. Oh, that's so good. Oh, the Nibelheim incident is going to be so dope. Sephiroth discovering who he is and the decline of his humanity.
Am I even human?
Okay.
And can I just say, right, remember how everyone was saying the new Sephiroth voice actor isn't doing that great of a job? I'm not going to say anything else.
Okay, we're looking for Sephiroth. Think you can find him?
Oh, Sephiroth.
Man, Kate Sid's voice acting, though, it's so good so far. Sephiroth. This is in the gold saucer when you first meet him. I love that they showed off more Kate Sith here.
Oh, Sephiroth.
Sephiroth.
So you heeded the call too, did you?
What are you talking about?
All right, we gotta watch that shit like 15 times. What's his gameplay like, right? So he can like morph in and out of his like normal cat crown person form and then into his like big fluffy bear thing.
So you heeded the call
while he's sitting on top of it.
What are you talking about?
Has like a drop kick attack as well. Triangle is usually it's been so long since I played Remake, so I wish I'm definitely gonna play it more like down the line sooner to when like Rebirth comes out. So since I haven't played it in so long, I can't really like the controls and the mechanics of combat aren't super fresh in my mind, even though I know the game obviously. But if I remember right, you press triangle to do a character unique ability, right? So for Cloud, that's like Punisher mode. For Barrett, I forget what that is. For I forget what it is for any other character, honestly. But yeah, I guess for like Kate Sith here, he has this like dropkick thing. And is it there when he's like, yeah, so Kitty Wallop.
So you heeded the call too,
So Kitty Wallop transforms him into the big animatronic thing, and he's sitting on top of it.
did you?
What are you talking about?
He just dropkick there, and who else was there in the fight? So he had Aerith and Cloud, and then he has like this little symbol there. Oh, is that like... it's got to be another unique mechanic. So you know how in the original Final Fantasy VII, Kate Sith's attacks were based on randomization? Like he would throw out dice, like those are his limit breaks, right? He would throw out a pair of dice, and then he would do a certain attack or a certain amount of damage or something based on the numbers. And so I guess this is like when you do abilities with him, he's gonna like pull out a random thing from a little mystery box, and that's what that is. I don't know.
Did you?
What are you talking about?
The buggy looks so cool, by the way. Is that Barrett driving it?
As you can see,
Black Chocobo as well. So there's probably going to be Chocobo breeding, right? I hope so. Please, God, tell me there's going to be Chocobo breeding. And eventually, like, they're going to keep in the same minigame as, like, getting a golden Chocobo for part 3, whatever it's going to be called.
as you can see, your brothers.
Oh my God. I guess the Black Chocobo in this game, its unique property is going to be it can climb walls. That would be so cool if that's the case.
Your brothers down there are having a little get-together.
I forgot about this part, man. Cloud on this little scooter thingy in Casa del Sol. Oh my God, this is great. It looks a lot less, what's the word for it? Saturated as I thought it was going to be, right? And then the blue chocobo can probably fly around. How high is he flying, though? Jesus.
Brothers down there are having a little get-together.
Your brothers down there are having a little get-together. I'm trying to listen to the dialogue as well. That's Hojo talking to Cloud at Casa del Sol about the hooded figures going to the northern crater, right, for the reunion. I'm assuming it's Casa del Sol just because they're showing this here right now. And you meet him only like a handful of times between Midgar and the northern crater. And one of them is a Casa del Sol moment, which better show us Hojo in a Speedo, as disgusting ass in a Speedo for comic relief game, by the way, random thought. But I think Hojo is telling us all this shit at Casa del Sol. But we can go a little further back, because I think he starts talking from...
As you can see, your brothers down there are having a little get-together.
Okay, my mistake. He's saying as you can see, meaning this is probably at the northern crater, like, because we see the clones kind of congregating there when we go to the northern crater in FF7. But we don't meet Hojo until after that, I don't think, where we give Sephiroth the black materia and everything goes to shit, and then the weapons arise. So maybe they're shifting things around a little bit, and you meet Hojo first, and you see the reunion happening. I don't know. It's really exciting to think about.
They're our best chance of finding Sephiroth.
Yeah, I ask because I suspect there's soldiers suffering.
Also, who the hell is this guy? This is brand new, right? This is fucking awesome that we get to learn more about the Sephiroth clones.
I ask because I suspect there's soldiers suffering from cellular degradation.
Do not be
Cellular degradation, that's what Genesis and Angeal go through, right? So they're actually like embedding that part of the compilation's lore, which wasn't in the original Final Fantasy VII, about how certain types of humans with Genova cells in them will degrade over time, right? So like they're called G cells, right? So like Angeal and Genesis, the method through which they were created with Genova cells causes them to degrade, because Hollander was kind of a moron. And I'm guessing that aspect of degradation kind of has made its way over to the clones as well.
They're our best chance of finding Sephiroth.
Yeah, I ask because I suspect there's soldiers suffering from cellular degradation.
Suspect they're soldiers. He says they're soldiers, right? Which, I mean, that would make sense, because the same treatment that soldiers get to become who they are is what Hojo did to all the survivors of the Nibelheim incident, Cloud included. He inadvertently turned them into soldiers, except a majority of the people who he injected those cells into never had the proper conditioning to become soldiers. So even though they had the same blood as soldiers, they didn't have the abilities. They became absolute vegetables, Cloud included. But he managed to recover and ironically become Hojo's, greatest success instead of greatest failure. He was his crowning achievement, basically.
Do not be deceived. You know the truth. Trust in me.
Sephiroth!
Yeah, so this is just Sephiroth messing even more with Cloud. I'm having a hard time figuring out where this is. I think this could be... I don't even know where this is, right? Where the shit is this happening? I have a feeling I know what he's talking about. Like, the degradation stuff is like relates to Angeal and Genesis, I feel like. But I don't even know who he is, nor where this is happening. This is definitely not a character in the original. When I first saw this, right, just upon first glance while watching this trailer blind for the first time, I was like, is that Gast? But then I was like, no, it obviously can't be Gast, right? Because that dude dead.
Do not be deceived. You know the truth. Trust in me.
Sephiroth!
That's probably just Sephiroth from post-Advent Children messing with Cloud, or one of the clones projecting Sephiroth, because there are multiple Sephiroths running around, right? There's the post-Advent Children one. There is the one from the original game, which is basically the clones projecting Sephiroth with the Genova cells. Yeah, which is what the remake establishes as a new kind of Sephiroth. And then the actual original kind of Sephiroth, which are the parts of Genova that the clones are carrying, right? From the lab, or the ones that are moving on their own, I can't remember, that project Sephiroth. That's a Midgar Zolom right there. Oh my God. He looks fucking ferocious and terrifying. This is going to be a sick fight. I want this to be, this is my personal hope for this part. I want this to be an epic ass set piece where we have to get on the Chocobo, just like in the original, across the marshes to get to the Mithril mines, but that the Midgar Zolom's going to be chasing our ass while we're on the Chocobo running. That would be so sick, man. So like a crazy motorcycle sequence from Remake and the original FF7, but for Rebirth and the Midgar Zolom part. This is definitely the fight against that water serpent dragon thing before Cloud takes a dolphin to get up to Junin, which I hope is still going to happen.
Come on!
This is really sick. So Yuffie and Barret synergizing here. That's fucking awesome. Overcharge. That's Barret's attack, right? So she puts up one of her jutsus or whatever those are, and from Intergrade, and then Barret fires a shot through that that's like supercharged. That's so sick, man. And then Aerith is buffing Kate Sith here. Oh, these synergy attacks look sexy. Oh my God, I did not catch on to this. I was enamored with everything here that I didn't even notice that. Cloud and Sephiroth synergizing during the opening moments of this game, I'd assume, right? During the Nibelheim flashback. This is when they're already climbing Mount Nibel. This isn't against the dragon in the rain when the truck breaks down. That's a wallpaper right there. I can't wait for like a 1440 or 4K version of this. But that is a wallpaper right there, my friends. Jeez. When the game comes out and we stream it, that's definitely going to be the thumbnail of one of my streams. Holy shit. This game is cinematic as fuck, just like its predecessor. I mean, what more do you need to make the perfect trailer, ladies and gents? That's all I'm going to say at this frame. What more do you need? What more do you need than Alex? Sure. Odin as well. Odin, Alex, Knights of the Round in part 3 is going to be a big one. They're definitely not going to be in part 2. They're saving the best for last. Favorite summon ever. I will admit, though, I think Final Fantasy 16 spoiled me a little because that game had such a freaking gorgeous design for Odin. His design was fucking glorious in that game. And as much as I love him in Final Fantasy 7, oh man, you just can't top that, even though this is freaking beautiful as well. It's coming in with Zantazuken. The gondola taking you up to the Golden Saucer, of course, and they've got everything. They got Battle Square, they've got Chocobo Square, and oh my god, I want to fucking cry, man. They showed one of the mini games as classic original, and they have freaking Andrea here as well from. I didn't notice that the first time. They got Andrea from Wall Market in Remake at the Gold Saucer somehow. Oh my god, that's the dude. Is his name? What's his name again? From the original FF7. Dio, right? Dio, the guy who gives you the key and who locks you up first because he thinks you're a menace and you're dying and you're killing everyone. Oh, he looks sick. Oh my god. I love this game so much already, man. It's just, I'll be honest with you guys. Leading up to this game's release, I was really nervous, right? I was nervous that they were going to take out a lot of things to kind of factor in all the new story stuff that they're doing, right? With Zack, the alternate timelines, the future Sephiroth, right? But the fact that they're keeping everything I hold so near and dear to my heart from the original Final Fantasy VII fills me with unspeakable happiness, man. It really does. Like, they've got the races as well, and oh my god. If they can make it mechanically similar to the original as well, where you have to complete races to make the chocobos better to get a higher chance of inevitably getting a gold chocobo, oh my god, that would just be the icing on the cake. Best part of the entire trailer right here, right? And this is crazy, because isn't this exactly what Maximilian dude wanted as well, right? Like, call me crazy, but this is what he wanted. Like, he was talking about how for a while he's wanted the remake continuity at some part to factor in the original chibi, or not chibi, but, you know, polygonal Popeye arm models of the Final Fantasy VII characters from the original game, and that's exactly what this is. This is perfect. I didn't even think of this. This would be the best way to incorporate that stuff, right? Through like a Gold Saucer mini game. How sick is that? Look at that, Cloud Stripe. There he is, his OG self. Left hook, right hook. It's like, it's the boxing minigame. And you can of course do the motorcycle minigame too from the original at the Golden Saucer. It's all here, man. It's cool how they're bringing back Kyrie.
Could you look after my friend?
Remember the good old days when he thought Kyrie was Yuffie before Intergrade? But that's great. So this is where I think, right? I'm basing this on like the fact that we see Cloud, presumably if this timeline becoming one of the hooded figures who goes to the reunion in Zack's timeline. I think that this is where they're going to split up. Something is going to maybe happen to Kyrie, or Cloud at some point will start being called by the reunion, and Kyrie will go, oh, what the hell are you doing? This blonde-haired dude is just taking off, right? And he takes off, and then Zack goes back to Kyrie, and he's like, where's Cloud? And he's gone. He's already like on his way to like the Northern Crater, right? And this is happening while Zack is headed to the church, right, to look for Aerith. And that's when we see the scene in Intergrade, where he doesn't find Aerith, and then he comes back to Kyrie. He's like, where's Cloud? She's like, Cloud's gone. That dude just took off, and he kept saying, reunion, reunion. He's gone. And then Zack goes after Cloud, and that's how Zack's journey in his timeline begins. That's my prediction right now.
For a bit.
He's like, keep this dude here for a bit, stash him away somewhere. I'm gonna be right back. And he books it to the church. He goes next door to Sector 5. Aerith's not there. Church is messed up. Goes all the way back to Kyrie. Cloud's not there. Shit, now I gotta go after Cloud. Who's this guy? Do we know who this is? Oh, it could just be... It's definitely not another Sephiroth clone, right? It's not one of the Hooded men.
A weapon?
It's too cool and mysterious. I love how they're swimming underwater and they can still speak normally.
Tutelary creatures, set only to...
Emerald Weapon Man. What the fuck is this game on right now? This is insane, man. I thought this was like going to be part 3 material. We all did. Shit, we thought the game was going to end, like collectively, the entirety of the FF7 fandom, right? Once again, this theory was popularized by Max Dude, but everyone thought this game was going to end at the Northern Crater, right? That the weapons would attack, Sephiroth would summon Meteor, and the characters would be at their lowest, and then we would go into part 3, and it would begin with Tifa, and she has to find Cloud, right? But they're already showing the weapons right now, meaning, Well, maybe this is still possible, right? Maybe Emerald Weapon is just chilling in the water and he's like non-aggressive before Sephiroth summons the meteor. So that's why we see him before the Northern Crater. So it's still possible the game's going to end before that, but we'll see.
To appear when the planet is in grave danger.
Yeah, they appear when the planet is in grave danger. Even Red 13's alluding to the fact that that's when they are kind of, you know, there to attack. But he's saying that they appear in general. So no, this has to be after Sephiroth summons Meteor. So we're actually going to see weapons in part 2. So when does this game end? Unless there's like some other event that is going to trigger the planet to kind of protect itself. Besides the meteor, who the hell knows, man? Who the hell knows?
Grave danger.
Who dares disturb my slumber?
Fucking love Vincent's design in this, man. I forgot, right? In the original, he has like those spikes. He has spiky hair. It's not entirely slicked back, right? And that's exactly what his design is here. This is beautiful. He can't sit there. This is amazing. And right, like, that's the corridor in the Shinra Manor basement, but there's like an interesting little indent thing there right in the ground. Wonder what that's about. There's probably going to be way bigger than in the original game because it was like a dinky dark corridor in the original game, and there's a chest there. I gotta open that. Give me the game on February 29 right now, Square Enix. I gotta open a chest. I'm seeing a chest. My gamer instincts are kicking in. Fuck.
It's upon us. The reunion. When worlds merge.
This is fucking amazing, man. I love how they already showed Vincent off. What's happening here, man? A bunch of crazy stuff. Yeah, so that's the whirlwind that signifies the splitting of timelines.
The reunion. When worlds merge.
Okay, so this is probably going to be part 2 of the crazy rift between timelines fight that you have with Sephiroth. I think Cloud and Sephiroth are going to go back in there and they're going to continue their battle.
I'm waiting.
I don't know. This is a perfect trailer. This is a perfect trailer, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, February 29. Thank God it's not a leap year. Or wait, is it a leap year when it's 28 days or when it's when it's not 28 days? Okay, so opposite. Thank goodness that this is not a normal year and that this game comes out on February 29. That's pretty fucking hilarious. So yeah, it is a leap year, right? I just realized, yeah, fuck. They're like more than 28 days in 2024. So thank goodness that's a leap year. It's every 4 years. I just realized, and the last one is 2020, and it was 2016, 2012. That is pretty fucking funny that they're releasing this on the 29th to make us go, oh my god, thank fucking god, they're more than 28 days and this game comes out on a day, you know? The most anticipated game ever. That's pretty amazing. On 2 discs. PS5, Square Enix. Did they not show this stuff? The collector's edition, man. I need this shit in my life. This is going in my background. My little Hardy Daytona Cloud is going to have a new companion. Abso-frickin-lutely. Oh my god, that's the cover art for the game? They didn't show this in the actual state of play. Oh my god, this is so amazing. Got the art book, they got the steel book, and then they got the... Wait, reversible cover. So there are 2 different ones. So there's like the basic ass black one. That's boring. And then they got this beautiful ass one with Zack, Cloud, Sephiroth. Ooh, that cover art is fucking sexy, man. God help me, I'm getting the collector's edition. Like, these are the only 3 games I will ever get the collector's editions of in my entire lifetime. I don't think I'm going to get a collector's edition for any other games. These are the only 3 games that matter, that I am ascribing value to as an optimistic nihilist, that I need to get a collector's edition for. Digital Twin Pack, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Oh, this is great. So the pre-order bonus, that's so cute. So what is that? Oh, I guess like a couple of accessories and summons. Oh my god, the pot summon, the pot-led dude. Forgot about this guy. Yeah, and he was in Crisis Core as well. Was he a summon in OGFF7? I forget. He probably was, right? We got a closer look at these. So good. This is so good. This is so amazing. PS5 exclusive, baby. This is the only reason I own a PS5, ladies and gents. Sorry, what's that? Spider-Man 2? Spider-Man who? Who's Spider-Man? No. This is the game you got to go out and buy a PS5 for. While you guys do that, I'm going to casually waltz away from the stream now and think about stuff. Think about the literal greatest 3 minutes and 15 seconds that we just witnessed in my entire life. Probably for the rest of the day and the rest of the week. Yeah.